Malignant is directed by James Wan, who's one of the best horror directors around today. And in this film, we follow Emily, who is in an abusive relationship, and she also has a long history of having miscarriages. And to make matters worse, she's also getting haunted by something from her past. I don't want to do any spoilers, so I'm just going to leave the plot synopsis at that. I'm going to be honest, like I said before, I love James Wan. I get super excited anytime that they announce he's doing another horror movie. I particularly love his horror movies. I don't like Aquaman. Aquaman fucking sucks. But The Conjuring, for example, is honestly not a super groundbreaking story. There's nothing we haven't seen before, but he made it feel so fresh because he mastered the craft of horror in that film. And honestly, Insidious was really good too. Part 2 was okay. Conjuring Part 2 was okay as well. They're all pretty solid films. And then we get to this movie where James Wan actually tries something completely different. This movie's so balls to the wall. And honestly, guys, this movie sucks ass through a freaking straw. I'm going to tell you why right now. But I'm a half glass full kind of guy, and I'm going to tell you what I liked about the movie first, going straight into the pros. I love the first 25 minutes of this film. It's genuinely really creepy. I actually got really scared and got some goosebumps actually. So the first 25 minutes of this film is very James Wan. There are a lot of his type of scares, and somehow James Wan just knows how to scare me, and he does an excellent job here in the opening half hour of the film. And another staple of James Wan is his movies are shot very well, and this movie is no different. This movie looks incredible. It's shot so well. There's also a really beautiful over-the-head shot. It's just a work of freaking art. The atmosphere in this movie is freaking incredible. I love the foggy nights. It feels like you're watching a traditional horror film, and I really dug that. This movie is also super violent and really brutal, so if you're into that, you're gonna really like this movie. And another great thing is the way they show the horror in this film. It's all done through these visions and seen through someone else's eyes. It's a really smart and clever way to show these scenes. It's really effective and really genuinely creepy. And now on to the cons. Like I mentioned before, the first half hour of this movie is pretty solid, and then it just completely falls apart minute by minute as things start to slowly unravel. It just turns into dog shit and gets super freaking messy. And also, oh, let's talk about the acting. The acting is horrific in this movie. That's one thing that's scarier than the actual scares is the fucking acting in this movie. It's like a notch below Sofia Coppola in Godfather 3.
No.
Obey me on this, Mary.
No, Dad.
The acting in this movie is so cringy. I was like sinking in my seat hoping nobody's watching me watch this. And the dialogue is so bad. It's so laughable, especially that end sequence between the two sisters. You might laugh. Like, I actually kind of started to giggle a little. I'm like, this isn't happening. Is this supposed to be funny? Like, this is really over the top and really bad. And I also did not like how this entity communicated. Like, they made him communicate through this radio thing. That's fine, okay, but the dialogue that he has is almost Dr. Evil level. Like, he was literally going mwah ha ha ha. Like, it was fucking bad. It just took away from him. Like, I was actually scared from this thing in the first half hour, and then it just completely fell apart. Like, he honestly was laughable at certain points. We saw so much of him. We spent so much time with the villain, the antagonist, the monster, whatever you want to call it. It kind of took away from the scare factor. And there's a chase scene, and it just felt like something out of Rush Hour. It was so bad. Like, what is this movie? Is this like an action movie? It almost felt like a buddy cop movie. What the hell was going on? What were you thinking, James Wan? Why did you give us this movie? Why? Please, someone tell me. Look, I applaud James Wan for trying something new and very different. Honestly, that is really commendable. He threw in a slasher movie, a paranormal movie, a sci-fi horror movie all in one. Really cool idea, terribly executed in my opinion. I really had high hopes for this movie. I was really excited about it. It just really dragged down for me at the end. And for me, I'm going to unfortunately give this movie a D+. Now I wonder what you guys think. Did you guys hate the movie as much as I did? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as I mentioned before, my Halloween special is coming up where I'm going to be talking about some of the best must-see horror films during the month of October. As you can see, my setup's already going. And if you want to see more movie reviews, make sure to smash the crap out of that like, subscribe, and notification button. Have your tickets ready. I'll see you guys at the next movie.